Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day. My name is Nur Farzana binti Zoharnai, the first presenter of my group. The topic that we have chosen is future value. Before we go further, let us watch this video together.
Selamat siang, apa ini? Adik kandung dari Pak Sinoda?
Iya, benar. Ada yang bisa dibantu?
Saya Ana dari PT Kredit Hijau yang bekerja sama dengan salah satu platform e-commerce. Dari sini saya ingin memberitahu bahwa kakak Anda memiliki utang jatuh tempo selama 3 bulan pada kami.
Kenapa bukan telepon dia langsung?
Kami sudah mencoba berkali-kali, tetapi dalam 2 minggu terakhir sama sekali tidak bisa dihubungi. Dan kami berusaha mengalihkan tanggung jawab pada Anda.
Itu bukan urusan saya. Saya tidak pernah meminjam uang sama kalian.
Anda pikir bisa lari dari semuanya? Saya tahu di mana kalian tinggal. Kami akan selalu meneror setiap kenalan Anda. Karena saya juga punya informasi lengkap dalam basis data. Memang tidak malu sama orang tua kalian kalau belum bisa bayar? Atau justru mereka yang selalu menyuruh untuk berutang dan kabur? Mau kami juga akan kirim orang ke rumah? Karena ini kesempatan terakhir.
Okay, basically, this video is about that. The brother is being put under responsible for the debt of his older brother because he cannot be reached by the creditor within 2 weeks. That will not only affect you, but also the people around you, especially your family. It is one of the impact if you not plan well for your future investment. This is why the topic future value is important. Okay, future value (FV) is a key concept in financial mathematics that refers to the value of a cash flow or investment at a specific point in the future after it has been affected by interest, growth, or any other form of compounding. It essentially answers the question, what will an investment made today be worth at some point in the future? Future value helps in setting financial goals, estimating the future worth of investment, and understanding how money grows over time with interest. It is used to make decisions related to savings, investment, retirement planning, and also loan repayment. This is the mathematical formula of future value. If you invest a lump sum of money today, the future value is determined by the formula of FV equal to PV times by in the bracket of 1 plus R to the power of N, where FV is the future value, PV is the present value, the initial amount invested, R is the interest rate or growth rate per period, and N is the number of periods such as years, months, and etc. This formula assumes that the interest is compounded once per period, typically annually, but it could be monthly or quarterly. As you can see from the slide, in the bracket of 1 plus R to the power of T is the compounding effect. It is a factor by which the investment grows in each period. The process of earning interest on the original amount, which is the principal value. The more frequently compounding occurs, such as monthly instead of annually, the greater the future value will be. Okay, to better understand the concept of future value, let us see the first example. Imagine you deposit a 1,000 ringgit into a saving account that offers a 5% annual interest rate. You plan to leave the money untouched for 20 years. What will be the value of the money after 20 years? Firstly, we need to identify which is the present value, interest rate, and number of period. PV is 1,000 ringgit, R is 5%, convert into decimal places, 0.05, and lastly, N is 20. Insert all of these values into the formula. As a result, we will get approximately 2,653 ringgit and 30 cents. So as you can see from the graph, the value increases over time as the graph grows exponentially. Therefore, the future value of 1,000 ringgit with annual interest rate of 5% after 20 years will be approximately Rm 2,653 ringgit and 30 cents.
Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Zul Amri, and today we are exploring the concept of future values in the context of annuities, both ordinary annuities and annuities due. We will cover how do they work, how to calculate their future values, and why this is crucial in a real-life financial planning. If you ever wondered how regular investment can grow over time, this is for you. First, let's break it down. Future values is a total of money an investment will grow to after earning an interest. An annuity is a series of regular payment over time. By understanding this concept, it can help you plan for your retirement, save for a big goal, or even manage your debt. Let's see how this concept come together. There are two main types of annuities. One is an ordinary annuity, and the second one is annuity due. The ordinary annuity is a payment made at the end of each period, while the due is a payment made at the beginning of each period. While the payment might seem like a little difference, it significantly impacts the future value itself. For both types, we are specifically use formula to calculate the future value. For the ordinary annuity, we are using F equals to P times 1 plus R power of n minus 1 over R. While the due annuity, we are using the same formula, but we need to times with the 1 plus R at the end of the equation. The P in the formula means that the payment of the each period, such as for example in our terms it is a principal, while the R is the interest rate per period, and N is a number of periods such as 10 years, 12 years, or even 13 years. Now, let's start with an example of ordinary annuity. Supposedly, we invest the 1,000 ringgit at the end of each year for 10 years with an annual interest rate of 5%. The key information that is given in this question is that the principal is 1,000 ringgit at the end of each year, which means that it is ordinary annuity, because ordinary annuity is a payment made at the end of each period. For 10 years is the period. With an annual interest rate of 5%, it is our R. So, here's the question. How much will this annuity be worth at the end of 10 years? This is where the future value formula comes in, which is FB is equals to P times 1 plus R power of n minus 1 over R. So we just put it the information into the formula, then we will get that the future value it is 12,577 ringgit and 80 cents. Let's take a look at the annual due. Imagine that if we invest the same amount of money for the same amount of period and the same amount of interest, but this time it is at the beginning of each year. Same things that we do before this, put it in the formula, and we will get that the final value, which is the future value, is 13,206 ringgit and 70 cents. Now, after making the calculation, did you notice that the difference between the ordinary annuity future value and annuity due future value? Ordinary annuity future value have 12,577 ringgit 80 cents, while the annuity due future value have 13,206 ringgit 70 cents. The annuity due is higher because each period earns an extra period of interest. This highlights how timing affects the growth of your investment. Think about it. By simply investing 1,000 ringgit annually, you could accumulate over 12,000 ringgit 500 in just 10 years at the 5% interest rate. Imagine the potential of money that you will get if you extended this period or increase the payment amount itself. For example, instead of 1,000 ringgit, you invest 1,000 ringgit, you invest 2,000 ringgit. How much money you will get by the next 10 years or even 20 years? That's where the future value formula comes in. So, how can this knowledge help you? Here are the few scenarios in the future. For example, retirement. By starting payment early, you can maximize your future value. If you start investing at the age of 20 or 25 or even 30, at least at the early ages lah, you can maximize your future value when you grow older. And the second one is saving for a goal, whether it is home, college fund, or even student loan. Knowing the future value help you plan for your contribution. And the third one is loan repayment. By understanding future value, it can help you manage your debt repayment efficiently, such as car loan, student loan, or even home mortgage. A quick tip: if you can aim for the annuity due structure when saving or investing, start payment early give you more time to grow. That's a quick tip for you. To summarize, the future value of annuities, ordinary and due, show how consistent contribution grow over time. It is a powerful tool for financial planning, helping you achieve a long-term goal. Thank you guys for watching.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Wan Nur Atira binti Wan Abdul Aziz. My metric number is D20231107602 and today I will explain about future value of inflation and future value of different interest rate every year. In example 3, we want to see about future value for inflation. The calculation of future value with inflation serves to determine the future value of money after taking into account the effect of inflation, which reduce the purchasing power of money over time. In this calculation, we want to calculate how much the present value of money will decrease due to inflation. The formula for calculating future value with inflation is FV equal to PV multiplied by 1 over 1 plus I power of n, where FV equal to future value after inflation, PV equal to present value, I equal to inflation there per period, n equal to period of time, which is number of period. So let we move on for question, which is calculation example. The question is, suppose you have Rm 10,000 today and the inflation rate is expected to be 4% per year. You want to calculate how much the money will be worth at the end of 5 years. That is how much the purchasing power of Rm 10,000 will decrease. For the solution, we can see that the given is PV, which is Rm 10,000, I equal to 4% per year equal to 0.04 and n equal to 5 years, and we can substitute into formula, which is FV equal to PV multiplied by 1 over 1 plus I power of n, which is 10,000 multiplied by 1 over 1 plus 0.04 power of 5. And for calculation step, first we can solve for 1 plus 0.04, we can get 1.04, and then the second step is we power of 1.04 power of 5, we get 1.21665, and then third step is we divide 1.21665, and then we can get 0.82193. Then we multiply by the present value, which is FV equal to 10,000 multiplied by 0.82193, so we get 8219.30. So the future value of Rm 10,000 after taking into account inflation of 4% per year for 5 years is Rm 8,219.30. From this, we can see that when inflation takes into account the value of money that decrease over time, the future value shows how much the purchasing power of money in the present will decrease. In this example, Rm 10,000 today will be worth only Rm 8,290.30 after 5 years with 4% inflation per year.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hello everyone. So today I would like to talk to you about the future value of long-term investment and why understanding this concept is crucial for building wealth over time. What is future value? Future value is the value of an asset at a specific date in the future based on an assumed rate of growth. It helps investors understand how much their investment will be worth in the long run. Okay. The power of compounding. One of the key principles in calculation future value is compounding. Compounding refers to the process where the value of an investment increases because the earning on an investment, both capital gains and interest, earn interest as time passes. The longer the period of investment, the more significant the impact of compounding. Okay, next, we will proceed to the example for future value for the long-term investment. Okay, the example question is, an investor wants to invest 10,000 in a fixed deposit account that offers an annual interest rate of 5%. The investor plans to keep the investment for 10 years. What will be the future value of the investment after 10 years? The formula to calculate the future value of an investment is present value multiply 1 plus R multiply N. R is an annual investment rate and the N is investment period in years. Okay, then using the following values where the present value that we invest is 10,000 ringgit Malaysia, rate is 0.05 equal to 5%, and is 10, and then we calculate as usual and we get the future value is equal or approximately 60,288.95 ringgit Malaysian. The future value of an 10,000 investment with an annual interest rate of 5% after 10 years is approximately 60,288.95 ringgit Malaysia. Okay, last, in my conclusion, understanding the future value of investment and leveraging the power of compounding can significantly enhance your financial growth. By adopting a long-term investment strategy, you can achieve your financial goals, secure your future, and build lasting wealth. Remember the key of passion and consistency. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and very good morning. Today, I'll be talking about an essential concept in financial mathematics, which is about future value for recurring investments. This concept helps us understand how consistent savings can grow over time through the power of compounding, whether it's for retirement, a big purchase, or even education. Future value shows us how small contributions add up to something significant. So, what is future value? Future value calculates the total amount of money accumulated over time when you make consistent, periodic contributions to an investment or savings account that earns interest. It includes both your contributions and the interest earned over time. The key principle here is compounding, which means you earn interest not just on your deposits but also on the interest that has already been earned. In the context of the statement, compounding refers to the process where the interest earned on an investment or savings account is reinvested, so that future interest is calculated not just on the original deposit but also on the accumulated interest from previous periods. So next, let's see the formula we will use to calculate the future value for recurring investment. So the formula is FV equal to P times 1 plus R over N power of N times T minus 1 divided by R over N. So FV is state for future value, P is payment, which is amount invested per period, R is annual interest rate, and for number of period, and lastly is T, which is stand for time period. So next, we go through the example question about recurring investment. So the question is, Ali plans to save for his daughter's college education, which will begin in 5 years. He decides to deposit 200 ringgit every month into an education savings fund that earns an annual interest rate of 8% compounded monthly. So, the information from the question, Ali deposit 200 ringgit. So, this is P, which is payment that Ali paid for every month. 8% or 0.08 is annual interest rate. Then N is 12 months because it is compounded monthly, and T is time, which is 5 years. So, to answer the question, we need to use the information from the question and put into formula. So, the equation will be FV equal to 200 times 1 plus 0.08 over 12, power of 12 times 5, and minus 1 divided by 0.08 over 12. Then calculate first the equation 1 plus 0.08 over 12, power of 12 times 5 and minus 1, and we get 0.4898457083. After that, the new equation will be FV equal to 200 times 0.4898457083 and divide by 0.08 over 12. Next, we need to simplify the fraction, and the equation will be FV equal to 200 times 73.476685625. And finally, we need finish the equation, and we will get the future value is V approximate to 14,695 ringgit 37 cents. Thus, if Ali deposits 200 ringgit every month into an account that earns an annual interest rate of 8% compounded monthly in 5 years, therefore Ali's future value will be approximate to 14,695 ringgit 37 cents. So, this is how to calculate the future value for recurring investment. In summary, future value for recurring investments demonstrates how small, consistent efforts lead to significant results over time. By understanding this, we can better plan and achieve our financial goals. And thank you for taking the time to watch my presentation. I truly appreciate your attention, and I hope the information shared has been valuable and insightful. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you.
In example C, we want to see future value for different interest rate every year. To calculate the future value when the interest rate is different every year, we need to use a slightly different approach compared to a fixed interest rate. In this case, we will calculate the future value taking into account the different interest rate for each year. The formula for future value in this situation is FV equal to PV multiplied by 1 plus I1 multiplied by 1 plus I2 multiplied by 1 plus IN, which is 1 plus IN is interest rate for each year, where FV equal to future value, PV equal to present value, and N is number of years. So let we move on for the question, which is calculation example. The question is, suppose you have invest RM 10,000 with a different interest rate every year as follows. First year is 4%, second year is 5%, third year is 6%. Calculate the future value of investment after 3 years. For solve the question, we can see that the given is PV equal to RM 10,000, I1 equal to 4% equal to 0.04, I2 equal to 5% which is 0.05, I3 equal to 6% which is 0.06. Then we can substitute into the formula, which is FV equal to 10,000 multiplied by 1 plus 0.04 multiplied by 1 plus 0.05 multiplied by 1 plus 0.06. For the calculation step, we can solve. First is 1 plus 0.04 equal to 1.04. Second step is 1 plus 0.05 which is 1.05. Third step is 1 plus 0.06 which is 1.06. Then we multiply each of this value into FV equal to 10,000 multiplied by 1.04 multiplied by 1.05 multiplied by 1.06, and then we can get 10,000 multiplied by 1.16904, and then the last answer we get 11690.40. So the future value of an investment of RM10,000 after 3 years with different interest rate every year, which is 4%, 5% and 6%, is RM11,690 and 40 cents. So from this example, we can see that when the interest rate is different every year, we need to multiply the investment value by the increase factor for each year according to the set interest rate.